Yo, what's up guys? It's Shaky. So today's video we're going to be doing Mystic. Now I was going to do Berserker, but a lot of you guys have been wanting me to do Mystic, DK, Ninja, Kuno, and Striker first. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now obviously from playing a Mystic, I have a lot of experience with this class. And this class gets a lot of undeserved flack. A lot of people still seem to think that Mystic is an insanely OP class. However, it is not. It is actually a pretty balanced one at the moment. And we're going to get right into it. So in this video, as you guys saw in yesterday's video, I didn't really have to explain much, but assuming from the whole mysteriousness of Mystic and people don't really know the class, I'm going to go ahead and break down pretty much everything so you guys have a really good understanding of what to do here. But okay, let's get right into it. So we're going to start with her awakening tree first. And as you can see, there are quite a bit of unprotected skills here. The first one is Tidal Burst. This is one of her knockdown abilities. It is a 3-hit ability, so it lingers out for a while, so it's a pretty decent gap to be punishing. So make sure you guys capitalize on this skill if you ever see it. The next skill we have is Rapid Stream. This is another ability. It is most notably used for only the first 2 hits as they have a CC. The last 2 hits is kind of a bit long to be unprotected. However, some Mystics will use it if they absolutely have to for a CC and knock. The next skill we have here now is Spiral Torpedo. This is a lot of the times used for mobility or a CC, however it is a risk, so again it's not safe. The next skill we have here is Wave Orb. Now, the big charge up animation you see right there is actually forward guard, but the entire attacking animation is unsafe. Most of the times Mystics will use a cancel to just do the attacking animation of Wave Orb. Only very rarely are you ever going to see a Mystic actually fully charging up Wave Orb, because that's just death if they're doing that. They make it really obvious. If you ever see a Mystic charging Wave Orb, just laugh at them and then CC, to be honest, because it's pretty brain dead if they're doing that, but most of the time they're going to be canceling it, so it is a pretty tough gap to punish sometimes. The next skill we have here is Dragon Shatter. This skill is mainly used for DPS. We have Hurricane Sweep. Now normally Mystics will only do the first kick for the self heal. So previously the heal was on Spiral Torpedo with an SA. They then removed the heal and put it on her kick, which is an unsafe ability. So when she has to heal, she's forced to use the kick to be protected. So if you ever have a Mystic on a back pedal and she's running away, you can go after her and hope that she does the kick, and then you can punish her for it. We have Wolf's Frenzy. Now every single time she appears, she can actually be knocked out of it, and the last hit she can also be knocked out of. If you trade a forward guard out of her last hit and her or a super armor, or you grab it, she can be grabbed out of it. However, whenever she's invisible, she is completely iframed. And finally we have Dragon's Pit. This is one of her famous debuffs, unsafe ability. And she only has 1 forward guard in Awakening. This is the Wave Orb charge that we were talking about earlier. So when she's charging, she is completely forward guarded. Now let's get into her SAs. Now I want you guys to note one thing. Only one of her super armors actually have a CC. Just keep that in mind when we're looking at these SAs. So here we have Dragon Eyes. This is her E-buff. So this entire animation is a super armor. But she's E-buffing, so it doesn't really count. We have Infinite Fortitude. Mystics normally pop this on when they're about to die. There is no CC on this ability. It's just a huge ability that has a lot of protection on it because they get a 999 DP buff on it. So they normally try to use this to like clinch in a way, but no CC on it. The next skill we have here is Sea Burial and its Flow. It's a super armor. There's no CC on it unless they have a knockdown on you. On the knockdown, it is a down smash. We have Rising Dragon. It's an SA. It is normally lingered, or it's used for damage. We have Double Flash. This can also be consumed with the shards. Now one thing to note is that the very beginning animation of the flash step can be punished, and the very ending animation of flash step can also be punished. there are gaps on it. However, the remainder of it is super armor. We have Dragon's Rip. This is her AoE pull. This ability is a super armor. There's no CC, however, besides the AoE pull. Now, the one thing you're going to want to be careful of with the pull is that a lot of the times they're going to pull you and then they use it as a grab setup. So you want to be very careful of this ability. Finally, we have Mass Destruction. It is not as good as Striker's Mass Destruction. However, it is a quick and good CC. It is one of her few protected stuns that she has. And finally, she has one iframe, Wolf's Frenzy, which is what we discussed. She can be punished out of it. Alright, let's get into a pre-awakening. Now, we're only going to go over the skills that normally get used often. A lot of skills she has on pre-awakening are actually unsafe, and there's a lot of them. So I didn't list them. I only listed the ones that normally get used. Now, with Crouching Wolf, the very ending of it is unsafe, like we said earlier. We have Flash Step. The very ending animation of Flash Step is unsafe, remember that? But it is super armor. Combo Hurricane, it's kind of used, not really. Now, Thunder Pound, which is the very fast rapid punches in the beginning, that is a forward guard. But everything else is unsafe. We have Elbow Edge. This is an unsafe ability. Rib Crusher, which extends from Elbow Edge, is an unsafe ability. We have Somersault. This is mainly used for the CC. And finally, we have Roaring Tiger. This is used pretty often, unsafe. And we have our forward guards. Adamantine is a forward guard. And then we have Flow Recoil Slam. Now, this extends from Rib Crusher, and like we said earlier, Rib Crusher is completely unsafe, so you never have to worry about this entire animation. It is normally used as a C-swap. We have Thunder Pound, which is a forward guard. We have Fist Fury. It's only a forward guard while walking backwards, right here. We have Twisted Collision. This is a forward guard as well. And finally, we have Roaring Tiger 100%. Her ulti version is a forward guard and it lingers, so be careful of that. It's only during her ulti. Now let's get into her pre-awakening essays. We have Scissor Kick, Binding, which is her grab. If it misses when she does her little evade animation, that is punishable. Got Crouching Wolf, the animation which can also be used in Awakening. Like we said earlier, it can be unsafe, but it's a super armor. And we have Mass Destruction, which can also be used in Awakening. Every flow after Twisted Collision, which is the one where she does her uppercut, they're all SA. This is an SA. This is an SA. This is an SA. Just note that after Twisted Collision, she can only pick one of these skills to do. So after Twisted Collision, just expect an SA to hit. And then finally, we have Rage Hammer. And now we have her Ray-Bams. So Unbridled Wrath is the more popular one. It does a lot of damage. It is unsafe. Nature's Wrath is pretty much really similar. Same animation, but it is unsafe. Mainly used as a self buff. It's sometimes used. Iron Fist Fury is mildly never used, to be honest. It's just too slow, but it's a forward guard. And then Perfect Blow is the more popular one. This is a forward guard as well. And that concludes Mystic's skills. Now, as you can see, she doesn't have a lot of protected CCs. She has quite a few super armors though that she has to her arsenal, but they don't linger for very long, and she has to use a lot of her skills and put a lot of her skills on cooldown to maintain her safeness, and which can really detriment her combos. But a good player that uses Mystic can definitely do some work. Now, Mystic is really just a balanced class, and the way you want to deal with it is, if you have a grab, just go after the super armors and grab them, straight up. If you don't have a grab, you really want to respect the fact that they have a grab, and you don't, and they have quite a few SAs. Now, none of her SAs really have CCs on them, so the main idea with Mystic is you want to try to just hit their backs a lot, because they most of their forward guard abilities have protection on it and CCs. And she's more of an opportunist class. She wants you to come hit her, and then she'll either land a grab off of you, or she'll trade a forward guard with you to do a CC. So knowing that, back attacks, super armor trading against the super arm when her grab is down, and or grabbing her, are going to be the key ways to be taking down a Mystic. Other than that, during her mobility skills, she has a lot of holes, and also during her combos, she has a lot of holes. So those are a few things to take away from this, and with that in mind, we're going to be dueling Azazeru in this video, or you might know him as Lolieru. He normally hangs out on our show with me. We've dueled quite a bit, and he's one of the few Mystics that I know. He's probably the mechanical best Mystic on NA. Now, there's another Mystic on NA named Dildo Dragon. He has a lot of gear, but I mean, you don't even really need skill at that point. The guy just throws skills at you. If you really want to know how to fight Mystic, I definitely would recommend fighting Lolieru. He's really good at Mystic and has a full understanding of it. So we're going to go ahead and get into the duels. We went pretty back and forth for the most part, and I'm going to let you guys just enjoy the duel with some good music. There really shouldn't be any commentating needed for this. Pretty much what you're going to see is that I'm mainly back attacking him, respecting the grab, and I'm just trying to punish the holes he has in his mobility. A lot of the times that is going to be done with my bow or dragon bite, and you're going to see a lot of spiral torpedo punishes as well. You're going to see quite a bit of those. And the way I dealt with the pull, which is Dragon's Rip, right after the Dragon's Rip animation ends, I would punish him because I would throw a projection at him first, which will push him away from me, and then I would just full on do any CC I could after that, because if he missed his grab because he got pushed back way far away from me, that would mean he's unsafe, and I get a lot of holes for that. So here's some duels. We went 50-50, so I'm going to pick our best fights that we had. We dueled for quite a bit. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy, alright? Peace.
Get to the bag, get this paper, and finally be somebody in this world. I gotta get to the bag, get this paper, and finally live the life that I deserve. I gotta get to it. Gotta get to the bag, get this paper, and finally be somebody in this world. I Gotta get to the bag. Get this paper.